Have you ever thought that someone was being kind just to show they cared? If so, you're not the only one. We're going to talk in depth about an idea that's becoming more and more important: performative empathy. What it is and why it's important will be clear to you by the end of this film. Please let me know what you think in the comments as you watch. Do not be shy about sharing your thoughts if something strikes a chord with you. Let me know if you have had similar experiences or if you can connect to any of the examples I will give. My clients have brought this up a lot, so I think it's time to throw some light on it. Let's find out what performative empathy really means and how it affects our interactions. Are you ready? Let's start. Let's take a look at the idea of understanding. You understand that it's the base, right? Wouldn't you agree that it's the most important thing that makes selfishness happen? Narcissists have a hard time making close connections because they don't have empathy or can't trust it. You could say that people who are in relationships with narcissists tend to have too much pity. I think that the world has a big problem with humanity right now, and I think that this problem is bad for society as a whole. Let's talk about something tricky. In many situations with narcissists, people may show too much empathy, if that's even possible. Narcissists, on the other hand, often believe they are compassionate, and other people tend to believe them. Why does this take place? How do some of the least loving people trick others into thinking they care? How do they even trick themselves into believing this? How in the world does that happen? The reason for this is something I call performative empathy, or maybe we should call it empathy light. When they know they are being watched, narcissists are very good at acting in ways that make them look kind and understanding. Think about the person who makes a show of helping an old person cross the street when there are a lot of people around, or who loudly offers to take out the trash during a dinner party. They might save a bird and post about it on social media, or they might bring food to an old neighbor every day. Some of you may be thinking, wow, that shows care. Aren't those actions empathetic? But are they really? Let's look into this more. Real understanding should always be there. It doesn't matter who saves the bird or brings food. What counts is how they act when no one is looking, especially when they are with their family or coworkers. The most important question is, are they still caring when they're alone, without a crowd? If the same person who comes to help a hurt bird is rude, angry, insulting, or violent to those close to them, then I think what we see is just fake concern. That is what performative pity is all about. One more way that performative kindness shows up is when people give gifts. People who are egotistical are often very good at giving gifts. The gifts are wrapped in beautiful paper, arrive at the perfect time, and come with a grand show. Still, getting these kinds of gifts can be awkward, especially if the person who gave them to you has hurt you, confused you, or let you down many times. When they come with gifts, it feels like they are strengthening that link from the trauma. This kind of giving makes a lot of people confused. I ripped up a check from a selfish family member just this morning. Even though it was meant to be a gift, breaking it felt freeing. I needed the money, but getting my pride back was much more important. People who get things from narcissists, on the other hand, often feel bad about it. They start to make sense of what's going on. This is a lovely gift. I guess they're not as bad as I thought. I might be being too harsh. Maybe. So you might give up your peace of mind for a $50 gift card. I promise that the value of that gift is not even close to what you are worth. It's also easy to blame yourself when you use performative pity. Maybe I'm the one at fault, is something that many people think. I'm not doing anything while the narcissist is out there feeding neighbors and saving bugs. Might I be the narcissist? Am I the one who doesn't have empathy? It's easy for this way of thinking to ignore the years of mental harm they've done to you. A quick and easy way for narcissists to make other people think they are good people is to show fake empathy. This illusion is easy to fall for when we see them do things that seem kind, like taking out the trash or driving someone to the airport during rush hour. But if they use or twist that trip to the airport against you for years, how real is their empathy? These nice actions give narcissists the approval and recognition they need so badly. Society often gets the basics of humanity wrong, which is a shame. Animal rescues and taking out the trash are often mistaken for real acts of kindness. Being truly empathetic means being fully present with someone, accepting them as they are, and recognizing their feelings. It's about trying to figure out how they feel, It's not necessary to save animals and do small favors. Empathy is a much deeper and more rewarding experience for both parties. Remember that empathy is more than just how we treat other people. It also includes how we treat ourselves. It makes us think about how what we do, say, and show affects the people around us. Empathy shouldn't just be a way to get praise or support. It should be a way of life. It is a very important part of building good relationships that work both ways. Kind things like taking out the trash or saving a lizard are nice, but they are not the same as real concern. Even though these acts are good, they can't make up for bad behavior like verbal abuse. But that's exactly how narcissists think, because they are simple and only care about getting what they want. This is why they didn't believe it when they were told they didn't care about others. Narcissists think they are good people because performative empathy makes them feel good about themselves. So when you criticize how nice they are, it makes them feel bad about themselves and makes them angry, whether it's at you or someone else. They keep doing these shallow things to keep up the appearance that they care, and they often use that as an excuse to hurt you over and over again. Does that sound like real empathy? Isn't this a form of communal narcissism? Some of you may be asking, and you are completely right. One important part of the shared narcissistic behavior pattern is doing good things just to get praise and approval, not because they are truly kind. It's all about getting praise and showing that they are kind heroes, whether they're saving other people, giving expensive gifts, giving to charity, taking out the trash, or making everyone dinner. However, community narcissists aren't the only ones who act this way. Grandiose narcissists and self-righteous people also do it. All types of narcissism share the trait of performative concern. I'm going to give this confusing thing a name to help make it clearer. This difference makes sure you don't mix it up with real concern. Performative empathy is just a front, a planned act of kindness meant to make it look like you care. It's not real sensitivity. It's a show meant to change people's minds and get approval when other people are looking. People who are narcissistic use their so-called kind gestures to get what they want. During fights, they often say things like, "I'm so nice," to put you down. "Take a look at what I did." At best, this kind of behavior shows a weak understanding of how others feel. At worst, it turns into a fake kindness that is used as another way to control them. Supporters may see this as proof of how good they are. Look at how nice they are. If someone comes up to you with gifts, favors, or acts of service, like taking out the trash, be careful. These kinds of displays can not only make you feel confused, but they can also strengthen, traumatize, and cause more emotional turmoil. Once you understand that these fake displays of empathy are just that, performative, you can stop thinking that narcissists are really compassionate and stop blaming yourself for not seeing them that way. You should know that these actions are just acts of kindness and not real ones. It is very important to understand this difference. People who have read this far, if you've ever been in a situation where narcissists behaved in this way while other people were amazed and you felt lost, you're not the only one. At this point, you can see that these acts are not really showing compassion. They are just for show. What does real love look like? This kind of love is quiet, kind, and usually happens alone. It doesn't want approval or praise. Real empathy comes from having a strong bond with another person, driven by a desire to care for and protect those we love, or even those we are still learning about. Thanks for paying attention.